Yasu Daganis. It means how are you in Greek. At least that's what Mel told me as I hooked a microphone onto his shirt. My name is Ron Strobel, and I'm an independent video producer and cameraman. I get all kinds of fun assignments, like shooting behind the scenes with M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah, Bruce loved me. I get to joke around with NSYNC and shoot the Miss America rehearsals every year. So how did I end up broke, in a drunken stupor, in a foreign country? Well, that's my story to tell. It all began while working late one night from home on a personal video biography for a client. I was scanning his photos into my editing system when a 70-year-old photo of his dad was too big to scan. I decided to carefully cut it out of its frame.
To the finder of this letter, whether a member of my family or not, you must go to the Hotel Alpina in Chamonix, France, where you will ask for a Monsieur Lanchier, who will give you another envelope similar to the one you hold. The contents of this second envelope will be yours to keep forever and beyond your wildest dreams.
I put the letter in my desk drawer, scanned the photo, and went to bed. Here we go. And action. The next day I tried to concentrate on the script, the crew, the actors, but that letter had me. That evening I began to research who the man in the photo was, besides being the father of my client, and I didn't even know that he was the writer of the letter. Born in 1896, raised as a bound boy in rural Pennsylvania, he started his own company hauling milk containers by truck and became very successful in 1932, no less, in the depths of the Great Depression. Who was this guy? That night I couldn't sleep. I laid in bed pondering my life to that point. You come into this world as a blank canvas with an innocent curiosity about everything. You take chances, risking all. Then as you get older, that seems to stop. You learn to play it safe. I had the normal upbringing, a fashion-conscious mom, at least for the 60s, a loving dad. We had those entertaining backyard barbecues with my two brothers, one a comedian, one a cadet. I had a girlfriend who dumped me on prom night, of course. After high school, I got drafted into the U.S. Army, where I hoped to see some of the world. I got to see Korea. What a joy that was. After the Army, I went to college to become a famous painter. Fell in love, got married, and had 2 kids. Gave one away last year. Bought a video camera, went professional. That was my entire life. A story told in 22 seconds. Normal, average, avoiding risk. But that was about to change. Quite simply, I had a decision to make. Ignore the letter, put it back and forget it, tell someone to seek out advice, or tell no one and risk going to France. I had read some books on mountain climbing, so I actually knew where Chamonix was, since many of the world's best climbers were either from there or had climbed there. What I lacked was permission to go, transportation, and an accomplice to videotape the entire adventure, of course. That one was easy. Beavers. Scott Beavers. I first ran into Scott while hiking in Nepal, although he lives in Omaha, Nebraska. He runs the Graceland Park Cemetery. Occupation? Grave digger. Apparently, Scott's job gets a little boring, so I knew one phone call from me, and he'd be my wingman, always up for an adventure. I went on the internet and bought a round-trip ticket to Geneva, Switzerland, where Scott would join me.
Getting permission to go from my wife wasn't so easy. She didn't seem to believe the fact that I'd be back in just 2 days.
Chamonix, France, here we come.
Chamonix, je te reconnais plus. Et tu as beau me faire des signes, je monte pas avec une fille de rue. Mon bout du monde, c'est Valorcine. Pourtant, il y a peu de temps.
At the Geneva airport, a Swiss driver drove me to the train station where I met up with Scott.
Je te reconnais plus. Chamonix, je ne te reconnais plus. Tu couches qu'avec des interdits. Même le cheval de Jolie Potu ne retrouverait pas son écurie. Si tu nous parques comme des moutons, elle nous mène trop vite au violet. Chamonix, je ne te reconnais plus.
We arrived in Chamonix, and there it was, the Hotel Alpina, just like the letter said. Scott, whatever you do, whatever happens, keep rolling. Here we go. At this point, we had traveled thousands of miles to a French hotel with a 70-year-old letter and a last name of Lanchier. In looking back now, what was I thinking?
Hello. Bonjour. We're making an American movie here. I was wondering if you can help me. I'm looking for an individual who stayed here quite a while ago, and his name was something like Monsieur Lanchier. Lanchier. And this would have been quite a while ago. I mean, maybe he worked here, maybe he stayed here once, I'm not sure. I'm talking about like 70 years ago. 70 years ago. Monsieur Lanchier. Is that how you would say that? Maybe he worked here. He would be old now.
Just a moment, my colleague.
Okay, thank you. Merci. Well, so far so good. I'm trying to locate a gentleman.
The manager was very patient with us, but the moment we mentioned the time frame we were talking about, we lost her cooperation.
Not 17, 70,
70.
0.
Ah, 70. Yeah, but it's...
Right, that guy over there is trying to get our attention.
What guy?
While the hotel manager was recommending that we go to a museum to see if we could learn anything there, a guy with no eyebrows got Scott's attention and led us to a room down the hall.
I overheard you talking in the lobby about Stephen Lanchier.
Can you help us?
He was a bit of a legend around here, unknown to the locals, but he worked here about 40 years ago. I've been here about 14 myself.
We've come a long way. Is there anything you can tell us about this person?
The person you really want to see is Sebastian.
Sebastian?
He's a relative. I believe.
According to this hotel bellman, all we had to do was climb over a hill to the next village of Argenteuil and look for a large white apartment house where Sebastian resides in number 28.
What do you think? Want to give it a shot? Get our backpacks on? Go for a little hike?
I'm up for it.
Okay. So we're heading up to find Sebastian, if he even exists. And we're hoping that it leads us to something.
Sometimes I wonder why I feel like I do. And every time I look in your eye, I see that you feel this way too. It came upon me all at once.
Well,
You're not going to believe this.
what?
I think I see it.
Where?
This is a wonderful day to be alive.
Oh, no.
Sebastian, where are you? So we gonna make it?
No.
Number 28. Bonjour. We are from America. We are looking for someone named Sebastian.
Sebastian. Mon fils Sebastian.
This is Sebastian? What do we do now?
Gentlemen, how can I help you? I'm Sebastian.
Well, you're Sebastian, the boy's
Sebastian,
father.
the boy's father.
We're from America, and down at the Hotel Alpina in Chamonix, one of the people that worked there thought that maybe you could help us. We're trying to find an envelope that a man named Monsieur Lancier, who used to either work or stay at the hotel, knows something about.
Okay, Mr. Lancier was my grandfather.
He was your
He
grandfather?
was my grandfather.
Okay.
I was given an envelope as a young boy by my grandfather. This envelope now, it's caused many problems in my family. My eldest brother, when my grandfather died, he took the envelope.
So you don't have it any longer?
I don't have it any longer.
But it does exist?
It does exist. My eldest brother, as far as I know, he has this letter.
Okay. And where can we find him?
Down at the Savoy Bar. He's the owner of that bar. He's changed his name to Carrier, but I believe that he still holds that letter.
And that's right in town here?
That's right in town, right in the village, in the center of the village.
Thank you very much. Au revoir.
Au revoir, merci, yeah. Bon chance. Bad letters cause a lot of problems.
All right, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
Au revoir.
We were hoping that you are Jean-Luc Carrier.
Yeah, it's me, John Carrier.
We came all the way from America.
Are you here for the envelope?
Yes, we are here for the envelope. Apparently, Sebastian had called his brother and alerted him that we were coming. Do you have it?
No, not anymore. I don't have it anymore.
Do you know where it is?
Pierre, somebody here has got it. It's called Pierre.
Pierre has it.
Yes.
Does he come in here?
No, not at the moment. Somewhere else.
When will he be back?
You have to go in Switzerland.
He's in Switzerland?
Yeah, in Zermatt.
In
You're
Zermatt?
supposed to climbing the Matterhorn, yes.
He's climbing the Matterhorn.
Yes.
Do you know where he is staying?
You're supposed to stay at the Europa Hut.
At the Europa Hut.
Yes.
In Switzerland.
Yes, sir.
And he has the envelope.
Yes, he got the envelope. Long way from here anyway.
Yes. Very long way. So with just one day left on our tickets, we found ourselves headed to Zermatt, Switzerland, a few hundred miles away. For some reason, I expected Zermatt to be a small, quaint little Swiss village. But that's before they heard we were coming to their town. I believe we're gonna follow the river. We're gonna get up to where somebody stuck some bubble gum on here. follow the river to the stuck bubble gum. We're trying to get up to something called the Europa Hut. Europa Hut. It's a refuge up near the Matterhorn. Can we take this to get part of the way? And then we have to hike?
It's a long way, right?
How many hours of hiking?
5-6 hours.
5 or 6 hours of hiking once we get up to the top.
Good shoes.
Good shoes.
Oh, yes.
We purchased 2 one-way tickets on the express cable car that would take us the highest.
There it is. We're hoping the Europa Hut is up there somewhere. And in it, Pierre Lanchier.
And there it was, the Europa Hut, at the base of the mighty Matterhorn, the most recognizable mountain in the world. After endless hours of hiking, we lucked out and were about to meet the Frenchman, Pierre Lanchier. Something was bothering me. It was the fact that I knew any climber attempting to summit the Matterhorn would pack light and not be very likely to carry with him a 70-year-old letter.
I have a letter. We've come all the way from America.
Yeah.
I brought this letter in the hope that you have the other part of the letter for me.
Well, I've seen one very similar before.
Look like this?
It looked like this.
And do you have the letter now?
Do I have a letter now? No.
Okay, where's the letter?
I gave it to my sister.
You gave it to your sister?
Yeah.
Well, how do we find your sister?
She works at the Canal House.
The Canal House? In town?
No, you blood idiot. In Amsterdam.
Amsterdam?
In Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam?
Round-trip tickets had expired as we found ourselves on the way to yet another country, looking for someone by the name of Monique Lanchier.
Canal House up here, we're about here.
By the time we found the Canal House, I felt like this guy, down and out. We booked a room for the night and came downstairs for a cold
sir.
beer.
Would you like something to drink?
Yes. We'll have 2 Heinekens and maybe some information. We're looking for a woman who we believe works here by the name of Monique Lanchier.
Are you family?
No, but she's got some information for us.
Well, I'm sorry to say, but she died 18 months ago in a tragic car accident. I'm very sorry, sir. She died.
She died?
She died. I'm very sorry.
That was it. We lose. So much for risking everything. Somehow, we found our way back to the Canal House bar. I studied a copy I had made of the photo that had brought us so far, searching for some hidden clue.
Excuse me, sir. We're closing up. Would you like another drink?
No, but who's that?
That's Martin.
Something about this bartender had been bothering me all night.
Monique's son.
Martin. Monique's son? Monique Lanchier's son?
Yeah, that's her son.
Can I help you?
Yes. Are you Martin? Are you the son of Monique Lanchier?
Yes, I'm her son. Are you the American?
I am. And I believe she's holding an envelope for me?
Yes, but how do I know you're the real one?
Oh, I have the letter.
Oh, wait for 1 second.
I waited till morning, with both of us fully awake, to carefully open the envelope, although it had been opened before by someone and taped back together at one end.
You have done well. Contact the credit
It turned out to be
in
instructions
Paris, France,
that I was to
and
follow
ask for
implicitly,
Alain Muse, the administrator of
including the
historical
phone number of a
accounts
bank to
for
call,
services.
along with an account number. After speaking with 4 different and very patient people, I put both letters together and mailed them to the address they gave me, along with my information and address. Once that letter was mailed, Amsterdam became a place to get away from. As we began the long journey home, Scott never complained once, the perfect wingman. I went back to videotaping famous people, as one assignment became another. For weeks, I checked the mail with great enthusiasm. But as the seasons passed, I put the whole ordeal behind me. Then, one autumn day, a letter came. It was from Paris, France. I set up my camera, pushed the record button, and sat down to open the letter. This was to be the end of my adventure, the final curtain, the payoff for all the anxiety and the risk. Inside was an old letter, probably written 70 years ago, with just one sentence, simple and to the point. It was unsigned, but with the letter was a check for $10,000, with interest compounding from September 6, 1934.
The freedom to invite risk through personal initiative has its own reward.
As it turned out, I was being tested by a man who knew a lot about personal initiative.
This is a wonderful day to open up my eyes.
It was time to make my wingman's day. I also decided to share my good fortune with my client's family.
Don't be confused. It took a little living life to get to the truth.
Besides, it made a great story to tell.
I need some more.